Welcome back for our fifth and final segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors, folks. We had a little technical difficulty and had to switch out cameras, so hopefully the video looks exactly the same. The
Hopefully.
camera might be a little bit different angle, but so if you don't know about the C.A.R.E program, please go back and check out the previous segments. All of her contact information is going to be at the end. I don't think I introduced you. I'm Chris with Modified Independence. This is Susan Warnberg with the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. We are here in her office. That used to be an old potato factory. There you go. All right. So make sure you reach out to her if you have any questions about that. This last segment is about the future. Okay. I always say you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. My grandfather would say you can't put the milk back in the cow.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. That's a better visual.
Right? So, and I always do the up thing whenever I anyway, so speaking of the future, if I could introduce you to anybody, living, dead, fictional, I don't care, who would it be and why?
Oh, goodness. This might not be it is what it is. My daughter's name is Annalise. She's named after Anne Frank. My maiden name was Frank. And my favorite book was The Diary of Anne Frank growing up. And I mean, considering the weight of everything that was around her life, I had the lucky chance to go to DC recently. Went to the Holocaust Museum. I don't think at any other stage of my life it would have been so impactful, because you kind of have to go through, you kind of have to age a bit before you can appreciate what they went through. And it was such a life-changing event to go through there. Anne Frank had her own section in the museum, and it's one of those, I don't want to sully the sacrifice, but the history and the understanding of that entire Holocaust impact. And I don't know if she understood or even could comprehend.
Probably no idea.
All I did was wrote down what I thought.
Exactly.
And just to have her have, to know that she brought awareness, and she brought a humility and a glimpse into what she experienced.
A historical accounting of something from that other perspective.
Yep. Yeah. And there's just so many aspects about her family and that book that it's one of those I never understood when I was younger. Like, why do you still have these books on the shelf? Well, I like to go back and I like to look at it. That's the one that I can always reread and glean something different from it. But I think that, being one of the top sellers, and her home is a landmark, and it's just those things that I think it was a benchmark in our history that affects worldwide, not just in her region. So I would say that
that would be interesting. So what's the first question you would ask her then? Because I truly believe when somebody is doing something for a wholesome and purposeful reason, they're not sitting there thinking, "Oh, this is going to be memorialized," or
right.
"I'm
Look
going
what
to be
I can
remembered."
do.
Right? Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't think she realized what she was doing. I think she realized that she was documenting something, but it's kind of like a note in a bottle, right? You throw the bottle out in the ocean, you never know who's going to get it, right?
Goodness, what question would I ask her?
You get one question. I only do this because you've been so articulate through the entire conversation.
And now it's going to look like I'm just completely
because you I mean you like, you're really
where did you find the joy? Like, not necessarily in the annex, but where did you find joy growing up? What were the things that you enjoyed leading up to that point? Maybe not dwelling on the end, but maybe on the beginning, and how she got to where she was. I've always been the person, for my 40th birthday, I went to to New York City, and I did the Statue of Liberty, and we did Wall Street, and 9/11 and things. And I've always asked tour guides, what's not on the tour? What's the one fact that you like that's not in the whatever, so I always want to know the behind the scenes, or and maybe asking the bartender, what's going on here, instead of the people who are putting on the big gala event.
Right.
Ask the people on the sidelines, because I've been the person on the sidelines. I've been the person, behind the bar serving, or the waitress clearing the table and stuff. And to give value to the people that are the supporting actors, I think. Don't diminish them just because they're being paid hourly and they're not standing behind the podium, kind of thing. So, yeah, I've always been a fight for the little guy kind of person.
That's
so
cool.
I think maybe where did she find the joy, or what did she do as a kid? Because you see the diary stuff, but that's from a day of sadness, I believe.
Yeah.
But, find the joy in it.
So, okay.
That's a great question.
Other question, where are you in 5 years?
Hopefully still here.
Is this program, like, because you said would you say you had 38 people?
We have between 30, 35 people right now.
There are how many 100,000 people live in St. Johns County? And didn't he say that the demographic was starting to get older, right?
Yes. And
so there's only 38 people in this amazing care program. If you are a senior in St. Johns County, you have to be part of this program.
Yep. There are some disqualifiers. Because it's civilians that do it. We are not law enforcement. We are not protected with a gun and the grappling skills of fighting with somebody who maybe is aggressive. If you have a loved one, or if you are somebody in our community that wants to be part of this program, we will do a background check just to make sure everything's on the up and up. But also, we don't have the ability of assisting people with dementia or Alzheimer's.
Right.
So those are kind of things that make it a little difficult, because it's a creep. They might start off being fine and everything is good, but then hopefully we're somebody that can say, hey, I called mom last week and things are off.
We need to get them onto the next resource. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And my goal is to always be compassionate and caring for them, but be strenuously suggestive when I say it's time.
Yeah.
Don't take it out on me. I don't have a dog in the show, but you need to step up. This is when mom and dad need you, or whatever. Yeah. So here's what we can refer you to. Take it and run with it. Yeah. Because you owe them.
You have the perfect personality for this program, because it really does take that. Like, a lot of times kids are in denial, or they're not attached to the situation, either because they purposely are detached from the situation, or the parents detach them from the situation, right?
And families are mucky. There's
you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I often say family is the friends that you choose. So it's one of those. It can be tough, but you know what? It's hard to watch somebody age in their home and know that they need these things. But if you can get out in front of it, it can be a blessing. Maybe it's a resource, like finding this house for this gentleman that we know. He has gotten better. He has a hope now, and I think that's just all they need. They don't need
when you're at the bottom of the well, when you're at the bottom of the hill, you still have to get up the hill.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you don't really feel like you're at the top of the hill until you can see over the top of the hill. And it's still a climb the whole way up.
Absolutely.
And that gentleman was at the bottom of the hill, but it took all of those different resources. It took 1.5 years for you to sit in front of me confidently saying that he's finally seeing the precipice. So that's the great thing about that program.
One little quote that I learned from a gentleman with Wounded Warriors is that he gave me a pin for the Wounded Warriors. And if you look at the logo, it's somebody carrying somebody in or out of battle. And he said, what we try to tell the people is that a lot of the times in your life, you're the person on the bottom helping other people. Let somebody carry you sometimes. And so it's like, it has to have that balance of like, I did it for everybody else. Now let somebody help you.
All right. So we established you're still going to be doing this in 5 years. So, okay. Where are you when you retire? What are you doing when you retire?
My husband and I used to always say, when that happens, we're taking a year off. We're getting a Winnebago and we're going to hit all of the baseball parks.
That's cool.
In a year or a season. But we've hit Fenway, we've hit Atlanta, we've hit Wrigley. So we got a big list that we can hit for the rest of
and then retiring here in St. Johns County.
Absolutely. Well, when we met, we always thought we were going to end up here, and then we lived in Maine for 17 years. And I said, why should we wait to retire? Because let's go now. Our kids were in a good position to transition. They finished up in high school here, and it took a little hiccup here and there, but then they, on their own, without me suggesting it, they came to me and said, yeah, this is the best decision. This is better for us.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a win.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You came to me after a meeting and you said, I got a guy that needs some help. And I was like, let's do this. And ever since then, we've communicated pretty regularly, and hopefully you guys can see how much this program means to her, how much it means to me, how much it means to the seniors and the people in the community, to Sheriff Rob. So please get out, go check out the information at the end. There's going to be all the details on there about the C.A.R.E program and how to reach out to her. And just thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a great day.
Look forward to meeting you.